So I'm just leaving Ironwood. I'm starting on the Great Northern Bikepacking route, Michigan section, and it starts in Ironwood basically. And it's supposed to be nice today, in the 80s, like 85. And I didn't look at the humidity, but it feels very humid already. So, but it's supposed to rain. Today is Tuesday. I think it's supposed to rain on Thursday or Friday. Can't remember. So I'm gonna enjoy this clear day for now, and then we'll see what happens. Well, they found me some single track, I guess. I'm gonna test it out and see how it goes. Okay, so after some of the stuff I've been on, this isn't too bad. Probably just jinxed myself, but it's smooth. This is actually kind of fun. It's wide enough. It doesn't have like branches and rocks. It's smooth. It's not a lot of uphill or a lot of downhill. Is this what they call like fast and flowy? Because I like this. I mean, I'm not fast, but it is flowy. Okay, I'm now heading east out of Ironwood. We're about, I don't know, 7 miles outside of Ironwood, on the Iron Bell Trail. It's very green, very pretty, very smooth. So far, so good. This is Sunday Lake. I just went to that RV park. Used the bathroom, bought a Coke with my last $1.75, and sat there and drank it. It was really nice. So I just left Sunday Lake, and this is called Ridden Road, I think. So I'm on dirt again. It kind of feels like private property. I don't know. So if I get shot, I just want you to know that I'm on Ridden Road, about a mile away from Sunday Lake. So I'm sure you'll find me here though, so. Okay, now I'm riding along, I think it's Presque Isle Road. That's nice, huh? Look at all this. So you could camp in there. Going towards Lake Superior. So I'm heading north towards Lake Superior. And we'll get to Lake Superior, and then I'll head east along the lake a little bit. Okay, I'm in the Porcupine State Park, I think it's called. Porcupine something State Park. Anyway, I just crossed over the North Country Trail again, and a little river. And I'm now on the boundary road, which is probably the state park boundary road, right? I guess. So maybe this is not state park, and that is. Not sure. Anyway, I've got Lake Superior to my left, which is north, but I haven't seen it yet. So I got off on a dirt road that was supposed to kind of do a loop and lead back to the highway, but it didn't. So I was kind of looking for camping, but I was going to just keep going and get back on the highway if I couldn't find any, but there's spots. It's mosquito-y again. Go figure. But anyway, it's better than being right off the highway. All right, just getting started. I lost an hour this morning because I'm in Michigan, but I was in Michigan before, but I was right on the line, so I guess it didn't notice that I was an hour ahead. Anyway, clear skies, not too hot, and nice and green. So far, so good. So this is the boundary road of the Porcupine Mountain Wilderness State Park. And because I lost an hour, it's actually about 8 o'clock. I was going to start at 7, but it's 8. But there's nobody on there. And it's pretty much just me. I heard one car go by earlier. I was camped close enough that I could hear the road. So, but it's pretty quiet. It's nice. And when you're riding, there's no mosquitoes. When you stop, there are mosquitoes. First glimpse of Lake Superior. That is cool. That is a big lake. Look at that. It just keeps going. I mean, and going and going and going. Okay, looks like a good place to have coffee. What do you think? I think so. Here we go. This is the coffee spot on Lake Superior. Okay, I got breakfast and coffee and no mosquitoes. And I have a beautiful view. Can't really beat that, huh? Okay, I got my toes in Lake Superior. Okay, I made it to Bergland. I'm looking for an ice cream. There's a lake, Gogabek. Let's check that out. Okay, this is Stella. Stella! She's at the bottom of the tree because I don't know if you can see up there. Oh, where is he? There he is. There he is. It's a chipmunk. And they've been playing tag. Except the chipmunk doesn't want to be tagged. But she's waiting for him. He wants to come down. She's gonna get him. So this is a quintessential summer day, or evening actually. It's about 8 o'clock and I'm sitting by a lake and it's about 80 degrees and there are no mosquitoes. It is really, really nice. I'm like 100% happier than I was last night at the same time. Look at my view. Last night at the same time I was huddling in my tent and there were swarms of mosquitoes all over the net and I was sweating inside my tent because it was humid and hot and it wasn't very fun. This is like a 2-mile stretch of construction. Woo. Hello! I'm in a good mood today because I got a campsite that didn't have mosquitoes and it had a table and stuff, so, and a shower, and oop, actually where I'm stopped now has mosquitoes. Blah. It's been really mosquito-y. Actually, it's a fly. God, ugh. Yuck. Dude, these okay, anyway, I was in a good mood. I'm just leaving Bergland and I had to go through some construction on the highway, but now I'm off the highway and I'm gonna get onto a bike trail. So, yay. So anyway, now I'm on the Bergland-Sidnaw bike trail, which I think is about 30 miles. And then, actually, no, I think it's about 45 miles actually. And then I will be on highways for about 75 miles to Marquette is where I'm heading. So here's the trail. It's not bad. It's also ATV and motorbike allowed, but it's pretty smooth and nice and cool. It's supposed to rain today, but right now it doesn't look too bad. But we'll keep our fingers crossed that it decided not to. In case you're wondering why there's so many mosquitoes, here's the answer. See this? This is what I'm riding through. Like even when there's trees on the side, there's more. So even when there's trees on the side, there's still a lot of swampiness. Okay, I rented a little cabin. I'm in Sidnaw. Here's the kitchen. It's raining. I'm gonna have a long push tomorrow. Yeah, look at that's the wet bike. Got a little kitchen here. It's a little snowmobile cabin. I'll wipe my shoes off. Let's see. All right. Got a living room / second bedroom, but then we have a first bedroom. Wow, dude, I can fit a lot of people in here. This is cool. Fit all kinds of people in here. All right, got a bedroom, got a bathroom. It's everything you could need. It's perfect. Okay, I'm heading towards Marquette on Highway 28. It's supposed to hopefully not rain until a little later in the afternoon. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed for that. So I'm passing the Three Lakes area. This is Lake George. There was Ruth and I think Petticoat. Can't remember the third one. Okay, I'm on a bike path just outside. I'm just coming into the town of Champion. And this is Highway 41. I think 41 or 43. I think 41. Which I was riding on before. Okay, we've left Champion and we've kind of taken a detour off the highway for a while, which is a nice change. Give us a reminder of, you know, what we're made of. We think we've been on the cushy highway for a little while, so we need to get back on dirt. Okay, now I'm on the Iron Ore Heritage Trail, and I'm going into, or toward Marquette, but I'm about maybe 10 miles out of, and I'm gonna totally butcher this name, but it's like Ishpeming. Yeah, I need to look that up, but anyway, where I hope there'll be a place for coffee or something. Otherwise, the next big town is Marquette, which is where I'm going. So, hey, I'm going through Ishpeming. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, I just got totally rained on, and then so I stopped to get some food and stay out of the rain, and it cleared up. Okay, back on the Iron Ore Trail. I think all the way into Marquette, it's an actual bike path now. Like paved and stuff. Probably famous last words, but I'm gonna do a quick drive-by. This is Negaunee, yeah. And it's right off the Iron Ore Trail. Just doing a loop. I'll go over to that street over there where the fire department is. And then come back and go back on the trail. Look what I found. Look what else I found. Check it out. Raspberries. Like I might not be done getting wet. I'm still like 8 to 10 miles out of Marquette. I've had to seek shelter. I found a gazebo. Bob and I are just hanging out. It's nice and dry seats and everything. Anyway, here's the outside. Yeah. I'm gonna see if it lights up a little, and if not, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm only like, there it is. It's not letting up. And this gravel road is gonna be a little pain in the butt if it's puddly like that, so. Meh. I'm just leaving Marquette, and I stopped to take a picture of this Lake Superior because look at the waves. It was really rainy and windy last night. The other day I was here, it was pretty much calm, so it's a big difference. Okay, I'm still going through Marquette. You can see here, it's Lake Superior. It has a nice bike trail. Actually, it has a lot of nice bike trails, but this one goes along the lake, which is nice. So I'm going to just follow this for a little while, and then I believe it becomes more of an ATV road. But for now, I'm kind of just about to go through town, and nobody's on here, so that's nice because it's been raining. So it's a nice calm morning. Hopefully it doesn't rain again. Okay, it's the famous Mount Huron or Huron Mountain Bakery. Delicious breads and pastries. Okay, now I've kind of gotten out of the main town of Marquette, and I'm going out through the suburbs. These are the suburbs. Anyway, still on a nice bike trail next to the lake. Alright, I'm on a little trail between Christmas and Munising, and I think it's called the Pipeline Trail. Anyway, the road kind of makes a big C, but this little road kind of cuts across the sea, so you don't have to go all the way around it. Plus it takes you off the pavement. So I'm coming into Munising. So I'm just packing up, getting ready to go. It's pretty early. Actually, it's not super early. It's like 7. But here's my view from my campsite last night. Pretty nice, huh? All right, I'm just leaving the North Gemini campground, and I've decided to try to go a different way than I had originally mapped out. So I was gonna go north from the campground and go on a trail called the Adams Trail. When I looked at it, it looked like there were enough roads this way, so south, because I'm heading south, southeast. So I thought instead of going north just to go south again, I would see if I could go south, which probably famous last words, but and a lot of the trails will be like this, very sandy probably. So hopefully it's just not too thick, you know. So we'll see. Okay, this is kind of how the roads are. You can see like where I'm on now is a little bit packed down from cars, but as you can see, this stuff on the right, like you definitely don't want to go off into that because it's thick and wet and chunky, and I'm just trying not to. I'm glad it's not really wet, because when it's really wet it sometimes flicks up on your gears and stuff like that, and then everything starts grinding and creaking, and yeah, that's not good. So I like to keep it out of my delicate bits, you know what I'm saying? Yep. All right, I'm going into Seney, I think it's called, S-E-N-E-Y. Seney. All right, I'm on Old Seney Road. So if I take the highway to where I was trying to go, it's like 51 miles, and if I take 41 miles, and if I take the back roads, it's like 51 miles. So it will be more miles, but you see this is nice, no cars. And the highway, I was gonna take it because it's 10 miles less, but the shoulder was pretty crap at the beginning, so I decided I don't want to fight the shoulder or the cars. So I'm gonna add 10 miles to my next leg, which, yeah, you know, it's safer. Let's just leave it at that. Well, the pavement ends. Okay, here's a little taste of the Michigan underbrush. So when you're looking for a campsite, obviously, you look in, and this is what you see. Now, if you go a little deeper, you might notice there's some possible like flat-ish spots in there, but you really got to work for him. You know, you really got to work for him. Okay, just left Robert's Corner, which is where I stayed. I think it's also called Newbury. I'm not sure where the line is, but I'm riding along Highway 28 toward Sault Ste. Marie. Sometimes you just got to ride on the highway. It's been okay, good shoulder. I will get off at a town called Short, I think, where there's an ATV trail, which we'll see how it is, but yeah, then that'll take me into Sault Ste. Marie. Okay, I'm off the highway. I'm back on the ATV routes again. This is called the Sioux Strong Trail, and it goes from Eckerman, which I just turned off of, to Sault Ste. Marie. I think it has a little possible section that's closed off, but otherwise almost, I think, 40-mile trail. So hopefully it's not too sandy. So the Sioux, what's it called? Sioux Short, whatever it was called, trail was closed. So I just had to turn around and backtrack and try to get out of there a different way. So this is a different trail, a no-name trail. I'm going back to the highway. So basically I just did, well, I'm gonna end up probably doing like 4 or 5 miles that I didn't really need to do. Yay. Oh, it's so much nicer not to be on the highway. No cars. Okay, here's the, I think this river is called St. Mary's River. And the locks that get the boats from, I guess, Lake Huron or whatever to Lake Superior. Anyway. And that's Canada over there.